Hello everyone, welcome back to the shed. And I am just back. We are just back from vacation. We got in on, today is Monday. We got in Saturday night. And everything you're going to see in this video sold between Friday the 31st of May and last night. We are, which would have been the 9th. So we are packing, how many is that? 10 days of orders in one video. Now I was on eBay time away mode. Of course, we were on that for most of the time. However, we did turn that off on Friday. But usually it takes, I've found anyway, it takes a little bit of time for your sales to pick back up again. And also, it's sluggish at first when you come back regardless. This one's done. All right, packing this cemetery book. And I'm using a vinyl mailer on this one because I think the Gemini comic mailers is going to be too small. But yeah, usually when we turn vacation mode off, like if we've gone for a week or whatever, the sales will pick up versus when your vacation mode or time away or whatever you want to call it was on. However, it won't be as good as quote unquote normal, I've found, for usually like a week or so, because even though you're turning your store back on, you haven't been listing. So I don't know about you guys, it might be different for, you know, depending on what you do, but usually our sales, a good portion of our daily sales are going to be things that we've just recently listed. And if you're coming off of time away mode, there's a pretty good chance you haven't, unless you've, you know, been dropping listings, which we did not. There's a pretty good chance that you aren't going to have any like that fresh good inventory that sells fast still there. That stuff probably already sold. You know, and I understand there's ways to get around that, like as far as scheduling listings and stuff. But I think for the majority of people, they're not doing that. We're not. And I think dropping listings while you're on time away is not great too, because they're not going to get that full exposure that they would. They're not going to be as effective as they would be if you just waited till you got back and we're off of time away mode. All right, packing up a paca. Every time we go on vacation, I tell myself I'm going to give myself an extra day. I gotta sneeze. Okay, I'm back. Every time I go on vacation, I tell myself I'm going to give myself an extra day and not turn vacation mode off until we're back. Actually back, and you know, get a couple of days to get the orders back and out instead of one. But I never do that. Got to make those sales, right? Okay, we have a lot of stuff to get out, but it's all, most of it's pretty easy. All right, I decided I'm gonna go ahead and burn some of my profit on this with a an expensive box. I don't even remember how much these cost, but I'm going to use it. That puzzle is pick y'all up. Still can't really see it that well. That puzzle is like 14 by 14. And I have these 16 by 16 boxes, and I could do something else, but it would be time consuming. I could save like, I could probably save 50 cents in packing materials, but I'd probably cost myself like 10 minutes of time. That would be a bad trade. So I'll put on the screen how much I paid for this box. Bought it on Zorro. All right, let's see. I might not even do anything to it either. I might just leave it right there. Let's see. I mean, honestly, I don't even think it needs a bubble wrap or anything. And it's not, this isn't a complete waste though, because I am going to have some good flaps to use for something later on. Okay, in a recent video, someone said I need to stop cutting towards myself. And yeah, if you're watching this video, here's a disclaimer. If you harm yourself in any way while you're packing, that's on you. I'm not taking responsibility for someone injuring themselves. But in general, yes, you should be. That's nice. In general, yes, you should be cutting away from yourself. That's a good bit safer. Yeah, I can't cut off a ½ pound of packaging here, so I'm just going to leave it like this. Yeah, telling someone to cut away from themselves is never bad advice. However, in reality, most people don't heed that advice all the time. Way more important on things like power tools and whatnot, obviously. But yeah, be careful. All right, it's done. All right, we're going to pack a backgammon set. This one, the smaller sets, I think, are the ones that take a little longer to sell. But this one sold pretty quickly. It's not that big of a deal. I'll just put it like this. These are, yeah, I'll just put the little paper in there for the cups. But yeah, this is this is a standard full-size back, briefcase style backgammon set, probably from the 70s or 80s. And it sold within, I want to say within a week or 10 days or something like that. Paid $2 for this one at a garage sale. You get quite enough bubble. Okay, guess I can go around like, do I have enough here? I don't even have enough to go that way. That's all right, I can do this. So I'm not going to buy the smaller ones anymore, but these, maybe they're still worth buying. I'm going to use a 16, 12, 10 box. Should be just about perfect. Looks like I'd almost used it before and bailed on the pack or something. I don't know why this is already taped. Definitely wasn't shipped before though. Yeah, for nice condition backgammon sets, we'll still buy those. All right. Okay, good fit. I like that. Just got to resize. Probably will do just a little paper. Maybe a little more than that. That's about right there. Just a little bit on the top and bottom. These aren't that delicate. And I'll probably bake the extra flap into the bottom. I've got plenty of spare flaps sitting around. I really think that makes a big difference in the strength of the package. All right, a little bit of paper. Now we'll put a little sides, mostly just to keep her from banging around in there. Do it like that or the other way. The other way is going to look too much better. I changed my mind on that. Here we go. So glad I started stocking those 16-12 10s, because we sell a pretty good bit of stuff that is like this length, and that makes it difficult if all your stocking is 12-12-12s. This is a wooden statue. This guy is pretty massive, like 13 inches tall. So I'm going to use that same box again, bubble this guy up a little bit. Here's a little story for y'all from vacation y'all might like. While we went downtown to Cody, Wyoming, that's the quote-unquote big town near Yellowstone. And we're looking for a place, looking for the best place to park, because, you know, they have a little downtown area you can go walk around. We were just trying to figure out, you know, what the most convenient place to park would be. And we saw a barber shop. And I was like, you know what? It looked like a quaint little place. Old school looking barber shop. So you know what? I need a haircut. So it was me, Candace, and Molly. We had other people with us on the trip, but they weren't with us in the car. So Candace and Molly go look around or whatever, and I'm in there getting a haircut. Had to wait a pretty good while, maybe 20 minutes or something. Finally get my hair cut. Did a pretty good job, I think. I was happy with it. Interesting fella. There's a guy that came in after me who's waiting to get a haircut, and I have my glasses off, because, you know, you take your glasses off when you get a haircut, and I can't see very well at all. And I did notice, though, that the guy that was waiting was holding a box, which I thought was kind of weird. And whenever I put my glasses on, you know, I'm just about to get out my wallet, about to pay the guy, whatever. And the guy that's waiting behind me, he hands the barber the box. It's a box about like this big, and that's when I realized it's it's a box of ammo, box of 9mm ammunition. The barber takes a look at it, kind of pops it open, make sure everything looks good or whatever, and he's like, yeah, that'd be all right, we can do that. And the guy sits down in the chair, and I'm like, you take ammo as payment? He pointed to a sign, and it said, we take cash or ammo as payment. And he said, you got any ammo? And I'm like, not here, man. So that's how they do it out there. And it wasn't even like that was just standard business. Like, nobody was even like surprised. Hardly any words were spoken. That's how I knew that we were definitely somewhere a little different. It definitely feels like the Old West out there. And that was very cool. Getting to get a little taste of a different lifestyle. All right. Very slow paced, and just the scenery out there was awesome. I don't think I would like it during the winter though. I might like it at first and then get sick of it. A lot of paper in this one. Alright, I think that's going to be nice and tight. Yep, feels good. Yeah, we had a really good time on the trip. But I'm also very happy to get home. Glad to get back to work. And generally speaking, I do like my work, so some of it's a drag sometimes, but overall I still enjoy this stuff. All right, we're going to pack up a glove. Go ahead and use one of these little we'll call them clear trash liners. Sounds better than garbage bag. We are going to use a box. Because I like to use boxes. And my plan is everything you see in this video today is everything that's sold. during our time away, plus the weekend after we got back. It's pretty much like a busy normal Monday, honestly. Okay, that one's done. All right, we don't always use boxes. Oh, let me print this label. All right, went ahead and printed that label. Make it easier that way, because this is going to be a bit of a bulge. And I'm just going to wrap these up. And yeah, it's actually shipping at that would be dangerous, you know. I'm going to do it the way I'm going to do it, but I don't need to be like stupid. See, I did rethink that. What's I saying? I forget what I was saying. Oh, it's still, even with the cardboard, it's still 4-ounce rate. I weighed it before I put in the label. It's probably going to be a little bit less than that now, because I cut a little cardboard off. Definitely will be. Let's see what it is. But I did add a label. Probably going to be like .23 or something now. I don't know. No, it's .24. All right, this will probably be the only packing video I ever do in which I sell two guide books for cemeteries. It's not the same person, obviously, or I would have packed it already, but yeah. While we were gone, we sold 2 cemetery guidebooks. I mean, we bought them because we thought they would sell, but it's still kind of surprising when it did sell. And I figured some genealogy researcher or something would need it or would want it. Because the kind of information that's in there, like most stuff is available online, but a lot of this stuff, a lot of these records that predate the internet isn't going to be online. All right. Okay, we got to pack these guys. These are some Mark's Warriors. Warriors of the World or something. I can't remember exactly what they're called. Use a 1210 4-box for these guys. These are going to Delaware. Certain cities, when you see them, where you just know it's a freight forwarder, and this is one of them. Lots of freight forwarding from Delaware. And I don't know for sure, but if you made me bet on it, I would. These guys are pretty fragile. I'm gonna bubble each one. Plus, the customer did ask for me to bubble each one. They were concerned they would get broken. And I don't blame them, because a lot of these are already broken. Actually, I think all of these have some defect or another. Yeah, look, that guy's broken there. We have another lot that we're going to be shipping out today that is not broken. This is one of my bad buys. I paid $30 for I think 8 of them, which would have only been a good buy, or let me not even say good. I'd say more like would only have been a decent buy if they would have been all in perfect condition, and they're just not. What's wrong with this guy? He's missing a weapon there. If someone's into like modeling, you know, like building models, not like Brooke Shields or whatever. If someone's into modeling, these are easy repairs though. think these should make it to their destination just fine. Alright, that's done. Okay, we're going to pack a White Phoenix here, and this is, see, it's almost 13 inches, and I considered using another one of these 16-12-10s, but it's going to be like pretty wide. It's going to be needlessly big, so I'm just going to do the old 12-12-12 method, even though it's a little more work, because I think the sizing will be better. All right, let's see. I think we're going to go with the old, we'll do 16 inches there. That'll work. Right there. And since I've had that T-square, this has been a lot easier, a lot faster. I don't have to draw a full line with the ruler. Still haven't attached anything to the ruler, to the T-square. Because the best would be if the T-square had a ruler on it. Okay. Oh, and funny enough, this is going, I have 2 in a row. Another way to know if you're shipping to a freight forwarder is they'll have in the first 2 lines of the address, not like the street address, but just like where there would normally be a name, or maybe on the second line apartment number or whatever, they'll have like some weird characters or numbers or, you know, something like that, or care of so and so. That's another tip, although it doesn't really matter. You don't have to do anything different. Sometimes they'll ask you to, and you can if you want. I usually don't. I usually just do it how I do it. Some of them ask you to write the number on the outside of the box and stuff. I don't do any of that. I never really have. I might do it on something like super expensive, maybe. But I have actually, I mean, I've heard some people have horror stories with freight forwarders, but I've never really had a bad experience. Maybe I just got lucky. Oh, but yeah, it's funny. This is going to Miami, and I know for a fact this is another freight forwarder, because it says HL Forwarders in the address field. And there's a number. These strange, odd-looking numbers or whatever. Looks like I'm going to be running out of tape pretty soon. I'm going to have to reload. And we are going to be doing we are going to be resizing this down a bit. Let's see where I want to put it. Okay. See, that's a good size, I think. And we'll do the smallest resize this thing will do. That'll be good. Yeah, and I need to take care of this thing. Stripped out knob on the resizer. I really think I'm going to try and fix it, because if I just buy another one, it's going to happen again. This is like over the past like 6 years or so, I think this might be the 3rd one I've had. And I think they've all suffered from that. So if I bought another one, it would just happen again. I'm tired of buying these things. So I need to make like a permanent fix to it. I wish they had another model that costs like 50 cents more if they put a metal part there. I would pay the 50 cents. Wouldn't you? Okay. I mean, using that plastic piece, they might be saving, what, 10 cents versus a metal part. That's what we get for everyone shopping. Pretty much everyone shopping on price. I don't even know if you could get one with a metal part there. Maybe you could. All right. Paper at the bottom. Oh yeah, this is gonna be a good pack. Perfect size box. I'm glad I did this. Delaware, Florida. I think I've seen Portland before. I'm sure there's freight forwarders in California. Shipping out to like Japan. I like them because like it opens our items up to a global audience that doesn't want to pay for eBay International Shipping Program, which is very expensive for the customers. All right, yep. Let's see. Grab another roll of my go-to tape, link down below. Okay. I'm gonna put a long piece here. Yeah. And here. Okay, happy with that. All right, packing a sterling silver cross here. One of the Hot Wheel buys we did from Guy last month or 2 months ago. I think it's been a little while now. Maybe 2 months ago now? I'm not sure. But yeah, one of the times we went in there, Guy had gone out to garage sales the day before. He does garage sale a little bit here and there. And he got like a really good deal on some gold. Just bought like a bag of jewelry or something, and it had there were some gold pieces in it. So he had a nice score. He also got some silver stuff super cheap too. Like I'm talking like $1 for the bag or something. And he kept the gold. That's kind of his thing, gold. And he just gave us the silver, which I thought that was pretty awesome. And this is one of those pieces here. And yeah, I did use a box because it was a nice little silver piece. And it's still probably going to be 4 ounces. It is. All right, we sold this cool little Victorinox Swiss card. It's like a Swiss Army credit card. Like little tools in there and stuff you can put in your wallet. This was kind of interesting because it actually has a price in Deutschmarks on here. I'm just gonna ship this in a bubble mailer. I'm just gonna do a wrap like this, and provided it's not too wide. And this will be a good pack for this. probably weigh, I'm guessing it would probably come in like an 8-ounce ship. I didn't make the label yet. This is not going to be like too bulgy. Yeah, okay. All right, this is a nice little multi-item order here. We've got 2 hats. Check that one out. This one's cool too. They're all cool. Wings Airways, Juneau, Alaska. And then a Hot Wheel and these cool little lighthouse ornaments. And we're gonna go with a 1086 for all that stuff. Should fit here pretty easily. Alright, let me bubble. Leave 1 for that. I'm gonna get 2 for that. Let's get this stuff bubbled real quick. Take off my inventory location tag. Sometimes I forget, or sometimes I just don't do it. I actually sold, there's a feedback we have where we sold an expensive Hot Wheel car, and I don't know, they must have been happy with it, but the they put a picture. You know how you can put pictures in feedback now? And there was my big old blue or green painter's tape inventory location on it that I didn't take off. I feel like they were trying to highlight that I didn't take that off first. Maybe not. I'll show you if I can find the feedback. I'll show y'all. I'll show y'all the feedback. What do y'all think? Do y'all think they were kind of like low-key complaining about the little piece of painter's tape on there? They didn't make a big deal out of it. They didn't explicitly mention it, and they left positive feedback. But I feel like that's what they were doing. All right. And yeah, that was an expensive order. I probably should have taken that off. I'll admit that. That's not something that you should leave on. And that would be good like that. Yeah. Yeah, just right. Just right. Actually been seeing quite a few people leave. There's more and more people leaving photos with their feedback lately. None of it in a negative fashion. Oh, except for the negative feedback. We do have a negative feedback with a photo. Where they're showing that the thing is missing a part, which it was. Guilty. Guilty as charged. Mistake. That's done. Okay. Packing a Johnny Lightning car here. Truck. Vehicle, to be more specific. Or less specific. Vehicle to be less specific. And this card is 6 inches wide. So use old 1086. Size it down. This might be the next hole in our box inventory that I fill, is this little spot right here. I like the 1086, but I need to get like I need to get something like in the same aspect ratio as the 12-10-4, but smaller. 12-10-4 is just like way too big for some stuff. These corners. I don't want to stock every box, but whenever I'm constantly making these resizes, I need to look at it. I guess I want like a 10-8-4. That's probably what I'm looking for. It's a 10-8-4 or a 10-8-3. I think I'm about to make another order pretty soon anyway, so maybe I'll do that. All right, this is a little timer thing, and this is kind of a tight fit. 864 box. However, I treat collectibles and things that are used, I treat collectibles and non-collectibles differently. I don't pack everything the same. If one of these edges gets a little crimped or something, nobody's going to say anything on a timer. They won't even notice. But a collectible, they will notice. That's some good sturdy packaging anyway. Truth is, it probably like 95 times out of 100 would do fine in a bubble mailer. That one's done. All right, we sold this SAS Shoes, this stoneware mug here, and I always allow plenty of room on the packaging, like as far as the estimated size weight for stuff like this, because I never want to underpack it. So what we're going to do, we're just going to use one of these little 644s inside of a 10-8-6. We've got a pretty good track record shipping breakables lately. Don't remember the last, man, I'm really like tempting fate here, I know. But I really don't remember the last time we had a legitimate, like we had a case where something we shipped was damaged. Do you remember, Candace, when the last time that was? I really don't. It does happen sometimes. The last time we had someone say that something was broken, it was actually a collector's plate. And I don't, it doesn't make sense to me though. We're talking about like it was like a 10, it's like a small, look, we have one similar, I think, here. It was like a plate like this, maybe a little bigger than that. Okay, and first of all, collector's plates typically are pretty hard sells. Okay, so we had gotten them we got a bunch of them in a buy from Guy. One of those buys where we just bought a mass amount of stuff and it was in there, you know, it's like, you got to take this too, kind of thing. But yeah, they claimed that the plate was broken, and they sent a picture of the broken plate. And the funny thing was, that particular plate still had the factory packing, which was like a box with a cardboard thing that was perfectly molded to the plate, for the plate. And I actually put that inside of another box. And the picture they showed whenever they sent the message about the broken plate, it showed a broken plate, but what it didn't show the pieces that had broken off. And so I asked them, I said, you know, I'm sorry this, I'd like to apologize for the carrier breaking the plate. But I do find it odd that there aren't any of the broken pieces. Like, we don't see them, because they should, like, I could see, like, in the photo, I could see the plate and the packing materials, the boxes and all that stuff. And I said, where are the broken pieces from the plate? And they said it's funny, I didn't see any. So, I mean, I guess I could have made a case, you know, a federal case about it, but it was a really cheap order. I didn't really care. I didn't want to mess with it anymore, so I refunded them. Now, after all, it is possible that someone, while the package was in route, opened up the styrofoam packing, broke the plate, took out the broken pieces, put plate back in, and resealed the package up. That's possible, right? Oh man. At that point, I was like, you know what? If you are scamming me for that I don't remember what it was, $12, $10, $15, something like that. If you're scamming me for a collector plate, well, you got me. You win. 8 ounces? Yeah. All right, we have some more of these Warriors here. These are all, I'm not going to say they're mint condition. They're all in good condition though. See, all their weapons are good and everything. Hong Kong 1963 when they were made. So I'm going to use 2 pieces on each one. Oh, and what I was wondering whenever I was pulling up the address information, I was like, you know what? I'll bet these are going to go international too, because the other ones we shipped went international, and sure enough, these are, but they're not going via freight forwarding this time. These are actually going via eBay international shipping. So there's a lot of collectible stuff we find that the market is stronger outside of the United States than it is here. I found that, interestingly enough, I found that like some ALF collectibles we sold in the past sold really fast to Japan. In the United States, it'd probably be almost impossible to sell that stuff, and in Japan, they're paying good money. So. Take this one up extra good for an international order. And so yeah, this is the other part of the figures that I overpaid for. So we still made a little money because I paid 30 bucks, but you don't want to make a habit of, you really don't want to make a habit of paying $30 to get $50 in sales. That's not a good plan. That wasn't the plan, actually. The truth is, it was a kind of a hectic estate sale, and I made the rookie mistake of not slowing down and really checking out the condition. If I would have, I wouldn't have bought them. At least not at that price. The crazy thing is that was half price day, which means originally they were trying to get 60, which probably would have, I mean, that would have been right at market. We have some of these, this is actually a vintage repop from, it's a 70s repop, meant to look like it was from, I don't know when they made that stuff, the 20s or something originally. I'm gonna try out the 864 box. I'm not 100% sure it's big enough. I'm guessing that's what we're gonna use. I think it'll be good enough. But we shall see. If it's not, we'll switch. I think this is another throw-in the guy did one time. Let's see. Yeah, that's fine. This is a collectible, but we don't have like a card or anything to be concerned about here. Yeah, plenty of space. I can't lie, I've got kind of used to waking up and not packing orders. This is actually a pretty decent amount of work. This has got to be 2 pounds. Yeah. All right, we sold old Time Shifter here. Pretty good little Hot Wheels ID car. Anytime they're over like $15, to me, that's pretty good. Right. And there aren't really that many that are worth less than 10. But I really hope really hope we get another opportunity one day to get some more of these. I don't think there's a ton of these out in the wild. It's because they weren't made for that long. A couple of years. Alright, we sold these Rothy's shoes. That's a bolo, y'all. Candace knew about them. We had never bought them before. And Candace bought 4 pairs for $40, 10 each. And of course, they were in good condition to pay that much money. And we sold this pair for $45, and then did the other person pay, Candace? Mm-hmm. They did? Okay. We have another pair that's going out. They'll be going out today too, because they bought them yesterday. So we've sold $90. We have $90 in sales from a $40 buy, and we still have 2 more pairs of shoes. And they were like super fast listings too. They're made of recycled materials. And Candace said you could just throw them in the washing machine. because everything's like rubber, plastic, whatever. So we have one more pair to go, and Candace gets to keep a pair for herself. You can't beat that. All right, those are done. All right, this order, 2 things: combat boots, gaming mouse. And these combat boots are awesome. Look at them. They have, I mean, they have like no wear to either no wear or very little wear. I'm not sure they were ever worn. They might not have been. They don't really show too many signs of it. Made in USA. Check out that suede. I mean, I think they just look really nice. Oh, I already got the box. I'll just use, no, I'll use some of these with it. Okay, let me make up this box. I was gonna maybe get the poly bag, but that's not necessary. I do want to at least bag them. So I don't want them to wear against the box or anything. Yeah, those are some of the nicest looking combat boots we've had. I like those. I like the look of those. Let's bag these guys up. Bubble the mouse. Do a resize. And that'll be it. I'll get them each their own bag. Why not? I think we pay about, I think it's about 3 cents a bag. And this one's almost done. I think there's one more on this. But we have a whole other box of them. It might be 4 cents. I think it might be 4 cents a bag. They're like $8 to $10 for a box of 250 of them. And obviously, y'all could tell they're light. They're very lightweight. So. Gaming mouse right there. Just trying to get an idea. I'm not finished packing that. I just want to get an idea for how much I'm going to resize it. Let's see. I think right there. I am going to put some paper on top, mostly to keep the boots from coming up too much, because then that'll damage the mouse. So as long as I have paper like around here, then the boots can't come up and the mouse should not get damaged. I am going to bubble wrap it though. Almost dropped it. Those boots look fantastic, and I haven't had that exact pair of boots before, but like the desert, they're pretty similar to the desert boots. Actually, it might be the exact same except for color. That suede leather is real, has a lot of give to it, so they're really comfortable to wear. Okay, we have a die-cast order here. Bunch of Hot Wheels. Well, it's all Hot Wheels. Some Star Wars, some not. Do a 1086 box. Yeah, that's a good size. Fits well. Get everything bubble wrapped. Need a double for that. Single and a double. Trying to stay a little focused today. I think we're good on time, but could have a pretty good bit to pack. And usually the carrier, usually on a Monday, the carrier's not going to get here before 2 o'clock in the afternoon, but not always. They have surprised us before. Go with the bigger card first. The smaller card upside down. And we have room for our Hot Wheel ID there. And we have room for our loose cars there. Okay, that works. Enough paper to fill the void, but not so much that we're trying to squeeze it down too hard and damage cards. All done. All right, time to pack some more Paca. I don't think I'm gonna use this little outer bag because they're kind of bulky, a little heavy. I want to bubble those separate. Don't bang into each other. They are sealed, the little bags. We got these from Guy. I think y'all know that. But the person that he got them from, he bought a ton of this Paca stuff, and as you could tell by the fact they're still in these plastic baggies, it was kind of a these are Funko products. They were blind bags, so I think he just bought a bunch of them, would pop them open, see if they're the ones he needed or not, and then keep it moving. And I don't know if we got all of his Paca, or what I think we got were all the duplicates he had, and he probably still has the other ones, but I'm not sure about that. That's what it appears to be. That sound about right to you, Candace?
Yeah, not Guy, but the person.
Right, yeah, the guy Guy's guy.
Guy does not collect Paca.
And we don't know. Guy might collect Paca. Honestly, I think the Paca is cooler than a lot of the other stuff.
Yeah.
Paca, I get it. I totally get it. I think the Paka Paka are cooler than Funko Pops, for instance. Those are done. Okay, another Paka Paka order. Different customer. Got some Cloud Cats. And same thing, I'm going to individually bubble wrap them. They got a little bit of heft to them. I'd say Paka sales have been great, in my opinion. I'm happy with it. And they don't take up all the room that Funko does. Funko Pops, man. Whew. And I'm not in the camp that just like anytime they hear Funko Pop, they just say it's real trendy just to say, oh, that's the modern day Beanie Baby, even though it's somewhat true. Like I understand that sentiment to a certain extent. You know, like, oh, don't buy Funkos, they're worthless. But the fact is that quite a few Funko are not worthless. Funko Pops, I mean. And a lot of them are, like, not worth dealing with. And the hype is certainly not there like it used to be. But the truth is, like, you don't hardly ever see someone talking about vinyl records the way they talk about Funko Pops. Even though I would guess that the amount of vinyl you encounter that's worth selling by percentage is probably less than the amount of Funko Pops you encounter by percentage. Most vinyl, and this goes for a lot of product categories, a lot of people will say, oh, vinyl is great to sell. But most of it is not. I would say, you know, I don't know what the percentage of 95% of vinyl is junk. 90, we do quite well with books. 99% of books are not worth selling, probably more than that. Okay, we sold this Jimmy Swaggart Expositor's Study Bible, and it is in a box. I'm going to put this in a poly mailer because I don't want it bouncing around in the box. This Bible is new, but it's not sealed. I think when you buy these at the store, they would come like in shrink. It would protect them from rubbing against the box, but we don't have that here. I put it in the top instead of the bottom. So I'm just doing this to provide a little more protection. But yeah, back to the Funko Pop thing. I understand that market fell off and it was overhyped and all that kind of stuff. I get all that. But here's another example. A lot of people would say that shoes are a good thing to sell on eBay, us included. We've sold and made a lot of money on shoes, but most shoes we don't buy. Or like clothing sellers. You walk into a thrift store that has, let's say they have, I don't even know. Let's say they have 10,000 pieces of clothing in the thrift store, and you go in there and you pick up. Let's say, wouldn't you say that if you go to a thrift store and you pick up 10 good pieces of clothing you can make some decent money on, that's probably a pretty good trip to the thrift store. Wouldn't you say that? But what's that percentage look like? 10 out of 10,000? That's a horrible percentage. So it's a fact that I think that most categories of items, most things are horrible for resale. Not for use, but for resale. And I think that, you know, Funko Pops in their current state are the same way. You can't blind buy them. You'll get you'll get used doing that, like just buying blindly. You have to know what you're doing. But there's still money to be made there for the people that know what they're doing. And there's money to be lost there for people that don't. But I think just blindly disregarding the whole that whole niche as worthless is lazy and inaccurate. Now, I think it's just become cliche to say, "Oh, that's the modern day Beanie Baby." Reality is, like on a garage sale weekend, I don't know how many things, like there might be 500 things at each garage sale, and we're happy to get a couple. All right, sold this little lens. Similar thing here. Most lenses you see at garage sales aren't really worth messing with. Some are. I hate to just like discount entire category. I feel like we can find, we've probably sold in every single category, and we'll continue to. I'm not even really sure where we got this lens. I don't remember. It was a garage sale. I just have no idea what we paid for it. And it was probably on a camera. Okay, this is our best sale we're going to be packing today. Candace is a digger when we go to garage sales. I would have never found this. It was in a box with it had like a bunch of Happy Meal toys and stuff in it, right? Or something like that. I'm sorry, you don't even know what I'm talking about.
No.
The 3DS SNES.
No, it was in a huge box that had like a big toddler playset in it.
Okay, I would have never found that.
I know, it was in the bottom of this box. Because whenever I see something like that, I like to lift up the actual thing to see that you never know, there could be good Hot Wheels or old Barbies in the bottom or whatever. Always lift up and look in the bottom of boxes.
I wonder how many resellers went through there that day before we got there. I don't think that was one of the sales we went to early either. But yeah, old Digger found something that time. We didn't even know what it was worth. And we didn't really have to know because they only wanted $1 for it. At $1, this thing could have not worked at all, or had a cracked screen or broken hinge or whatever. Still would have been a great buy. These are very desirable. Yeah, and I am weirdly overpacking it because of the value. And the funny thing is, I mean, it did have a little wear on the corners. But when you pick it up and look at it, it's like, man, this thing looks perfect. And you look a little closer, you see the wear on the corners. But you open it up, screens are good, everything's good. Works perfectly. It came with the original stylus. It didn't have the charger, but we ordered an OEM charger for it. Didn't get the for a console this valuable, it didn't seem right to you to get a third-party charger. That seemed like a bad idea. Oh, I did have to I did check. One thing to check on these 3DSs is the parental controls. If those are set, I think it's a very good idea to reset them before you ship it. All right, we sold a graphic novel. That one actually was more valuable than most. Again, this is another example. Most graphic novels aren't worth much. It doesn't mean they aren't worth dealing with, but most graphic novels we see, that I've seen, you're going to get like $5 to $7 a piece if you try selling them individually. I usually will lot them up. Occasionally you'll find a good one like this, but that doesn't mean that, you know, that doesn't mean that whole niche is bad. It just means you have to either know what you're doing or look everything up or whatever. What was I saying? Oh, the Nintendo 3DS. If you go to their website, and you need to reset the parental control password, you can do it there. Okay, here's another reel. There's a Tom Cruise movie here from 2006, I think it was. Collateral. Bunch of those left. I've already made decent money on them. We sold one. Well, the first thing we packed in this video, basically without the fees, basically paid for all of them. We have a lot of them that we don't even know what's on them. I'm just gonna have to figure out what I want to do with that. Oh, we have one that we need to look at. This was right before we left on the trip. It's a Def Jam video game ad, and that they would run in the theaters, and I have no idea what it's worth. I think it might be pretty good though. All right, we have a castle to pack here. See how well I did it. Pretty close. Let me make it a little tighter in this box. And these are getting a double box. These are pretty fragile. They're so fragile that I think just about all the ones that I got have little minor defects, like a little spire chipped off or something like that, because they're heavy and they're pretty fragile. So, and this is International Day. This is going EIS. Lots of international stuff. Makes sense with a foreign castle. Figurines, that's another thing. Like, this is a figurine, right? Most, if somebody asks, like in a Facebook group, reselling Facebook group, should I buy these figurines or should I buy figurines for resale? Most people would answer that general question with a big old no. Figurines at garage sales or whatever are worthless, and that's true. Just like all those other categories, it's usually true. But in this case, I noticed that they said Danbury mint on them. So I investigated and saw, okay, if I can get these cheap enough, make a little money on that. So we paid $2 for it. About $2 a piece for them. Might have been like $2.30 or something a piece. But yeah, plenty of room to make some decent profit. But yeah, most figurines you see out there are worthless. So much of that stuff made, especially in the 90s. Younger people want the Paka Paka. They don't want that stuff. They don't want the porcelain children and stuff like that. They want miso soup and cloud cats. All right. We have sold some good figurines before too. The only reason I took a second look at this was when I saw they were all castles, I kind of suspected it might be Danbury mint collection of some sort, because it looked like the kind of thing they would do. Sure enough, I picked one up, Danbury mint on the bottom. And even then, I still comped them just to make sure. Not everything Danbury mint is awesome. Most of it is, unless you're talking about like collector plates. Collector plate market is just tough. That is done. All right, this is, y'all don't know this, but the same day as all that other stuff, but we did just have to film a little bit of vlog to pull these last orders. And this is that other pair of Rothy's shoes we sold that I was talking about earlier. Let's get those out of here. Need 12-10 fork. hope we can find these again. I think they're pretty uncommon. Those must be like $100 shoes new, huh, Candace?
They're over 100.
Over 100 new?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. Well, we have some stickers going out. It's one of our better buys of that was last year, huh?
Yeah.
That was one of our best buys of last year.
Yep. Everything from that buy, everything from that sale.
Yeah, we bought like a whole. We bought one of those. Y'all know those expanding file folders, floppy things, kind of accordion out or whatever. You got a whole thing full of those kind of stickers. And I don't remember how much we sold out of that thing. It must have been like $700-800 of it. Still have a few left. I think we paid $20 for the whole thing. Okay, that's done. Okay, one of the last of the Hot Wheels ID we have Nissan Silvia, $15. It's always I'm always a little sad whenever, I mean, it's good they all sold. That's what we want to do, obviously. But I'm always a little sad when we get to the end of selling something like that. That was such a fun buy. The Hot Wheels stuff that we bought from Guy. I think we both really enjoyed it. Did you enjoy that stuff, Candace? That was very enjoyable. It was fun stuff. It was clean stuff, all in great condition. Easy work. Most of the stuff was pretty desirable and sold fast. And it's coming to an end as far as us having it in here until we buy some more. But again, that's another example. Most Hot Wheels, they aren't worth a whole lot, but if you get the right ones, they are. Just about every category is like that. There's very few categories where every single item is going to be worth a bunch. Okay, we have order for some Micro Machines Super 15 here. Go ahead and get a bubble wrap first. It's kind of a different size. It's a little too long. It's like 13 inches or so. So I'm going to use a 16-12-10. Also, it's going international. We have another one going international too. But we can't combine the shipping because it's EIS. So we do this 2 times. And I'm using one of my 16-12-10s, becoming one of my, I would say I don't use it, I use it every now and then, but I've used, I don't know, what, 2 or 3 today before this one. So it's not that rare to use it. See, that's a good little fit there, like that. I don't need to make it much taller than the item because the top is going to have a lot of cardboard already, and then the bottom, I'm gonna cut off the side flaps and add them back into the bottom to make that area double wall. Here's a little paper. Yeah, I think I'm good here. Those reach. Look at all that cardboard we still have on top. It's like real strong. Oh yeah, very good pack. And I can just leave my box resizer set on that same setting and do the next one. Same exact weight. Tell y'all what, we filmed pulling most of the orders you saw in this video. Get the next. All right, got the other one ready here. But yeah, I was gonna say it may not look like it, but I've been packing for 3 hours now. So if we wouldn't have, we pulled most of these orders yesterday. If we wouldn't have done that, I think there's a pretty good chance wouldn't have made it in time for the carrier. As it stands, without, we actually have two bigger items that are going to go in this video too. We haven't even pulled yet. They're in storage, but they're going to go UPS. So yeah, but yeah, if we wouldn't have done that extra work yesterday, really good chance that the orders all would have made it out. I think we're good. The only thing that's, let's see, it's oh, it's not that late. No, it's 1:23. So yeah. Going to be eating a late lunch today. One thing I don't usually do is if packages aren't out yet and they need to get out, I don't stop packing till it's done. Okay. Here we go. Second time is a lot faster, isn't it? I know exactly what I'm doing. Same exact pack. I will take lunch before we go to storage to get the large packages. We don't have a big time rush on that because we can go to UPS store all the way up till 6:30. All right, that's done. Okay, we got another pocket packer. And I told y'all the wrong number of hours. I've actually been working for 4 hours now today. But not all of that was packing. There was some, we did shoot a little bit for the vlog. Most of that's packing. I don't know how long this video is so far, but it's got to be pretty long, I would think. But the packing, I mean, usually I think like the prep I do before I start running the camera probably takes about as much time as all the packing does. So probably double, however much time, however long the packing is, there's probably about that much time again. Writing out thank you cards, getting the boxes out, getting everything together. I turn the camera on when I'm 100% ready to pack. Oh, you also don't see me buying the shipping labels, or if I'm combining shipping and stuff, you don't see any of that here. All right, Paka packed. All right, one more Paka to pack. I'm a Paka packer. We do have an interesting pack coming up next. Not 100% how it's going to go, but I have an idea already. Next pack is some Hot Wheel track. Yes, I did notice that rhyme before I said it. Kind of a weird size, and I don't really think, see, the biggest boxes I have on hand are 16 by 16, I think. Let me go look real quick. Okay, yeah, we're gonna have to get kind of creative here because I'm not rolling this track up any tighter. We sold this for $100, and you can see it's like 18.5-inch diameter. It can squeeze in a little bit, but not much. Don't want to do it much more than that. So here's the plan: 12, 12, 12. And no, it's not going to fit. But what I can do is this. Let's see, I can do this. What I'm planning on doing is making two of the same thing like this and then sliding it together. And maybe I'll make one maybe a quarter inch smaller than the other. Let's see. And there's no reason for me to make it too tight at all. So I'm going to come to 19 inches on this. I could go a little more even if I wanted. Go to 20. Yeah, I'll go to 20. That's fine. And yeah, then we'll just slide them together. Let's see. So I'm trying to think. Whenever I'm trying to think, I'll stop talking for a minute. Just, you know what? I was just thinking, I'm gonna make it even less than that, because what I could do, I could slide it the other way. Yeah. So I'm gonna go all the way to 21. I don't want to go past that, because 22 is the point at which you start paying that length surcharge. We don't want to do that. So yeah, we'll bring it all the way to here. Mark it. Let me get a different one. That Sharpie's about had it. guess I could have marked it. 21. And this box definitely qualifies for that kind of size that I'll never stock, probably will never stock. So whenever I sell something like this, it's just gonna have to be a one-off custom kind of thing like this. All right, let's go ahead and make up this first part of our box. And I am going to have to do on the end, I'm going to have to cut it up a good bit. Let's see how much. It's going to have to be a pretty good bit. It's going to have to be like right here. Yeah, that's fine. That gives me enough to still fold and tape plenty. There we go. All right, now we're going to make up this half. Hang on, let me bring that up a little bit. Okay, there we go. So go ahead and make up this half of the box. And I probably am just going to make them both the same size, because when I was thinking about it just now, it's like, you know, even if you make that one measurement different, it's going to throw the other measurement off anyway. So I'm just going to use that same 20 inch number for the other one too. Okay. The only thing standing between me and a late lunch is this pack. And I'm ready to grab some lunch and relax for 30 minutes. Haven't even taken any breaks yet today. All right. Yeah, and I'm thinking, see, that's not going to be big. And look, that's going to be perfect like that. You just make another one just like that, slide it right in. Okay. Matter of fact, before I do anything else, I'll go ahead and do that now. Go ahead and make up the other half of this thing. And our number was 20. 1. Almost screwed that up. These kind of packs are a little time consuming. They're also a little fun, a little satisfying. I do wonder sometimes though what the customers think when they get one of these. I wonder if they ever, this probably never happens, but you think they ever like get something like, wow, sure would have liked, that's pretty cool the way they did that. I sure would like to know how they did that. That's really neat. I don't think that happens. I do think they appreciate a good pack when they see it, but not to that extent. Okay. Some of them, probably most of them, say, man, that's weird. Never seen anything packed like that before. What a weirdo. Because I like to share the way I pack, but I also think maybe I don't I don't say this enough. The way I pack is probably very different from, and I don't mean better or worse or anything. I just mean I probably pack kind of weird. A lot of people might think this, the way I do things is a little, I think it's different. I think it's good. The way I pack is good, but I don't think a lot of people pack the way I do. Okay. You know what? We won't tape it yet. We won't tape it closed yet. We will go ahead and, while it's not taped, we'll try and slide it over and see how this goes. Last time I did this with some 12 boxes, and I think that's a different beast altogether. I think. Let's see. We'll find out. Are you going to give me problems? Even it up. Thing is, if you get off to a bad start, like right here in this corner, then it'll ruin the whole corner for you. But if you can kind of tuck it in, sometimes you can get a decent start. And even if it, I'm expecting this to tear a little bit. It didn't. I was expecting it to. But even if it does, it's not a big deal, because you can just tape it up. And I think that's a good size. It is. That's perfect. Okay. So, yeah. Put some bubble wrap on the stuff, and then paper, and it'll go. And you know what's really good about this pack? We got double wall everywhere except on the ends, and that's fine. Okay, let me get to it. I'm ready for lunch. I'm gonna bag it. Oh, I didn't write the thank you note. Kind of loopy. I'm ready for some lunch in a few minutes break. That won't be the end of this video though. We still have some larger stuff to pack. It's not often you can get this much footage out of one day of packing. That's really good. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and just going back and forth on bubble wrap or not, mostly because it's a weird thing to wrap. I probably should have done it before I bagged it. It's all right there. Let's see, we'll just do this mostly for appearances. I could roll it, huh? Let's see, how would this even work? Yeah, why not? That would work, huh? Sorta. Kind of a messy, but I have the plastic I could tape to, so yeah, why not? Okay. So I was going to go like all the way across it, but that would have been a waste. I don't need to bubble wrap the middle. I'll just do this. Use all this, that's fine. Ooh, that's upside down there. Bubbles up. That's how I do it anyway. That's something I'll never argue with somebody about, those bubbles in or out, because I really don't care. I know how I like to do it, but I don't have a great reason, and I don't think it matters much, if at all. It matters about as much as which way you do your toilet paper. Okay, that's done. Put a little bit of paper in the bottom. mean, this isn't super fragile, but it is like, it's like special edition track. I think it might be like Hot Wheels Club exclusive or something. I'm not really sure. Oh, I gotta write the thank you note. Okay, thank you note written. Let's drop her in. And yeah, this is a good pack. And like I said, I have a little bit of flex there. That'll be fine. That's gonna pop. Come across that like this way. Very odd. We didn't really have any interest in this track at all. And then some guy, quote unquote, bought it, didn't pay for it. I'm not exactly sure how that ended up happening, but because most of our stuff we have require immediate payment. But I don't remember the circumstances of that. We may have like accepted an offer or something, and I don't know. Not everything requires immediate payment yet. They're working towards it though, and I really think they are. But after a day, that guy said, hey, I only wanted this if I could find 2 more. And I couldn't, so I need you to cancel. And that seems like the kind of thing he could have done before he agreed to buy it, you know, like he was just trying to lock it up just in case he could find more, which seems kind of, I don't know. I guess people would do that to a big store. I might even. So why wouldn't that happen to us? So yeah, canceled it and relisted. I did block them, by the way. I don't block a ton of people, but when somebody does that, like keeps one of our items off the market for 24 hours when they had a pretty good idea they weren't going to buy it, or they knew there was a pretty good chance they weren't going to actually buy it. Yeah, I don't appreciate that. Plus, that's it might have been a blessing in disguise that he didn't buy it. It might end up being a return or something too. But I was very pleasant. I said, order canceled per your request. And then I blocked. We had a couple of canceled orders. We had another one for, it was a Walmart pen. This was yesterday. And they said my kid ordered this and I don't want it or something like that, so sorry. And I'm like, the thing was, it was $9. Now, if our kid did something like that, I would go ahead and just like make them work to get the $9 and pay for it, and just let the transaction go through. Use that as a lesson. responsibility. Maybe make them go cut grass or rake leaves or whatever. You get the $9. Okay, that one's done. Okay, time to pack this big guy. And my plan, it actually fits the box pretty nicely. So my plan is to double box it. So it may not fit the next box quite as nicely, but let's see what happens. Just gonna mark it because I think it's like I think it's real close to being a perfect fit. Let me see. Yeah, it actually is. I am going to bag it. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna have to approach, because this is a 16 by 16 by 16. So I'm gonna have to approach it from both directions, which is fine. Let's do that. Flip it over and do this. Hopefully, let me adjust that so y'all can maybe see a little better. Okay. Right there, and right here. All right. And we're just going to score. I don't even know if y'all can see this very well. We're going to score down this line. Now, whenever we do the next part, it may be more of a wrap kind of situation, because this box is going to add some dimension to it. So I might just be doing a wrap on the next step. So that's all right. We'll see what happens. Okay. All right. Hang on, let me change this camera view. Okay. Let's see what this is going to be like. So I think I'm going to probably have to trim these flaps. Yep. Okay. I'm going to have to trim some amount off of these flaps, just like we did earlier on an earlier pack. This much will do it. I'm sorry, y'all, this is a big box, so my normal perspective isn't going to work for you guys. Get y'all up high. There we go. That's the best I can do. Alright. Just going to loosely tape the end right now. I don't want to tighten it up too much in case it needs a little bit of flex. Yeah, I'm not going to tighten up the middle at all. But next thing we're going to do is we're just going to bag it. I'm going to put one little slit there to let some of the air evacuate. Hopefully, whenever we just very easily drop it in here. Let's see how this goes. All right. Step one is working out exactly as planned. Except I didn't trim these flaps. Okay. Now I can tighten things up a bit. Now that it's in here, and my plan is just to double box this thing. Okay, so that's one wrap. We need one more. All right, and what I'm going to do this time, same box, cut it on this seam. And let's see what we can do. Because, here we go. So that will wrap like that. That'll wrap like this. It almost makes it right there, but not quite. That's not a good place either. We go here instead. Yeah. Okay, that's better because there's not a big gap right there. All right. Let's get to work on these guys. This should go pretty quick. Just gonna cut through the corners. That one's done. Gotta cut some flap. And I'm going to tack it down a little haphazardly for the time being, just to get it down. And we'll come back in a minute, clean it up. That's not right. Go like this. Okay, that'll hold while I do this. Okay, same thing here. Cutting through the corners, cutting off some flap. Fold it all down and tape it up. That actually feels really good. Okay, I'll be right back. I'm going to finish taping this up. All right, that is a wrap on that. This part's kind of nasty looking, but I'm happy with the strength of the cardboard. All right, so this is another big boy. Box is a little beat already, but I did wrap it in the plastic. And what I need from this, I'm going to do a double stack, and I just need to move that seam over a little bit. I think the width of 1 T-square will do it. Let's see. Let's see what we're going to do here. That should do it, I think. Because as long as that fits in there and this fits here, that's what we need. Okay, perfect. So let me grab my Sharpie. What do I do with it? Okay, so I'm good. Yeah, that's a good one. All right, and we're just gonna make a mark there. We're gonna do another one right here. And we're gonna score that. And in somewhat time pressure now. We got to get this stuff over to UPS store. So if I seem like I'm hurrying a little bit, I kind of am. Time kind of snuck up on us today. All right, go. Let me see how this looks. And this is going to be double wall for most of the pack too. Well, this might not work. I don't know, it should, right? All of a sudden I'm thinking the flaps, okay, no, it'll work. I think. Let's see. Yeah, it'll work. Yeah, this will work fine. Okay. Every now and then I'll do a resize or a reshape and it just doesn't work, and I thought that was going to be the case here. Okay, here we go. But no, this is just fine. The only thing is I'm going to encounter that thing I was talking about in an earlier video, where I'm be sliding one box to the other box, and I think I'm just gonna go for it. I said before that next time I would probably wrap, but I'm not. Let me see. Let's see how this fit looks. Look at that. That's good. That's good because I have room for paper, and we have we're gonna have double wall most of the way. So I just need to get my other box ready to go too. Same method. Okay. Go. And I'm just going to try and be careful when I slide it over. As long as I don't get it like caught on one of the corners, then should be good. I think that last time I tried to slide box over box, I just wasn't quite careful enough. Oops. I think I do like this pack though. Do it like this. All right. Let's see if I can do this smoothly. And I know some people care about the writing on the box, like this kind of stuff. I don't care about that. I really don't think that matters. Oh, look. See? You can slide a box on a box. You know, look at that. Now we have double wall, and we do have a little room, top and bottom. Box was never like perfect anyway. It's going to be just fine. This is it's going to be a good pack. Happy with that. There. Okay. Drop this guy in here. And you know what? I can bring it up just a little bit. It won't matter much as far as strength, because I do want that little bit of buffer if I can keep it. It's actually fine. Yeah, that's good. All right, see, a little paper on the sides. That side. I know this camera work is bad, y'all. I do apologize. I'm looking at my battery. It looks like it's running low. I'm not really going to have room up top here to put paper. Close it like I want to right there. So what I'm going to do is let's find some scrap board. We got plenty of that, don't we? Just fold that like that. That. Oh, I gotta write a thank you card. Hang on. Okay, that stuff's in there. Okay, I'm happy with that. Now, gotta close it and tape it. Okay, yeah, I like this. Like this. There's another one right here. If you don't like over taping, I suggest you look away for now. Sales have been kind of brisk today. I keep hearing stuff selling on the phone. I'm a little busy to go look right now. Okay. Now see, that's the bottom where the two boxes intersect. I like the way this came out a lot. Also need to hit these seams. This seam, I'm going to cover the whole thing because it's got a big perforation. I'm going to hit this one too. Okay. Same thing here. Perforations get taped the whole way. I'm gonna do this. All right. I think I'm gonna put one more big one just to lock everything together right there. And that is going to be it for this one. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see y'all again next time. Bye.